It's no secret. It's plain to see. I love you. You love me.
Thank you, everybody. I always forget how to get on this video, but there it is. Here we are. Hello, Ron, Charlie, and Stacy. Welcome, one and all, to Moon, Magic, and Mindfulness with Grace. And let me tell you the most hilarious thing that just happened, which is, I'm very excited. It's episode number 10. What? Double digits already. Yay. We have been doing this. Oh my gosh, so exciting. Hello, Deanna. We have been doing this for 10 times already, and I can't believe it. But most importantly, my microphone has been off for who knows how many episodes, and I didn't even know. I didn't even realize. I just realized it tonight. I'm like, oh yeah, this little button, what does it do? Oh my gosh. And I cracked myself up because this whole thing, learning all of these things has been so amazing. And I'm just so happy that you're all here. It is Moon Day and we're very excited to be here. So, I'm just, another week. Congratulations. We made it. Yay. And yes. And normally we have a Monday and then the new moon or the full moon happening in the same week. But let me tell you, next episode is a double decker because the new moon is happening on Sunday. So we're going to go ahead and discuss the new moon on the Monday episode. We'll be here for as long as it takes so that we can strategize for our week, journal, and paint, because that's what we do in Moon, Magic, and Mindfulness with Grace. And so I'm so excited to share in that conversation with you all. Welcome to everyone that is watching on YouTube. Thank you to everyone that's watching on the replay. And it's Moon Day again. We are ready for another fantastic week. Great conversations are already taking place. We are pondering what we want to create earlier in the afternoon segment of this show, which takes place in a different app. But I love to have that little preamble to this conversation where I get to discuss with some of the members of my community, what are you looking to create this week? And it was beautiful. Someone came to share that she's trying to create more moments of magnificence. And I'm like, whoa, that sounds cool. Tell me more about that. Hello, Peter. And, she's talking about how she is in such a flow creatively that even though she has the family to take care of and the clients and the job and the groceries and all these earthly things, that's what I call them, right? Earthly as opposed to more mental, creative things, as above, so below, on the land of the living, right? And she's talking about how even though she's caught up in all of these real life adulting things, she's really looking forward to create more moments when she can sit down to create, because she's so excited about what she's working on that time just, what is it, right? What's time? Because it just seems to stand still when we're in that flow, right? And that is one of the aspects of why this show is called Moon Magic, right? And Mindfulness. And it's because we do experience those moments of magic and we don't even realize. And so that was beautiful, I thought. I feel like I'm also caught up in that creative flow right now with some of the projects that I have going on. And I want you all to be in that flow, right? So I'm looking forward to discussing some of that with you. Another person that came up to the show to talk about what he's looking to create this week is more opportunities to serve his community, because his work is all about nonprofits and all about, serving specific niches like veterans, right? And so I thought that was beautiful as well. I mean, think about that. What are the moments that you are trying to create? Are you trying to create moments of peace? Are you in the hustle and bustle so much that you maybe would benefit from creating moments of stillness and quiet, moments where you can just be, right? For some of us with children, or I have a toddler and teenagers, so the teenagers come and go, and it's like they don't even live here, right? They just come and go, and they're free to go, and they have jobs, and they're in school, so they're like mini adults, right? But then the toddler, he depends on me. Even though I work full time, my husband really works full time. So the Elijah is with me 24/7 practically, right? And so am I in the hustle and bustle of everything? And do I need moments of stillness, right? Because when he is asleep, what am I doing? I'm hustling, I'm bustling, I'm creating. And do I really take a moment to just be? Probably not that often. So would I benefit from those moments? Absolutely, 100%. And so those are the types of questions that we like to ask on Monday, so that we can then ponder that intention for the rest of the week and really strategize. Where in the agenda does it fit for us to do some of these things and to create some of these moments? Maybe you want to create moments of more meaningful conversations because you're tired of small talk. Ooh, right? Well, in social media, there's a lot of small talk and there's a lot of really deep conversations. So if you've been having some superficial, small talk type of conversations, maybe you want to create moments or interactions with the right people so that you can have deeper conversations, right? And in the end, I can just be here and speculate as to what you're looking to create all night and just, you know, make it up, but you coming to share is more important. So hello, Charlie. Welcome.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. I couldn't be here long. I don't know how to send those messages, but I just wanted to show you some love before I stepped out the room and say hey and happy Monday. And that's really cool that the new moon is on Sunday because Sunday is actually my birthday. So that's actually awesome.
Oh, happy birthday. Yeah, so come back on Monday and we'll sing happy birthday.
Okay, I will.
Yes. Well, thank you for being here, Charlie. Before you leave, what are you looking to create this week?
Ooh, what am I looking to create this week? That is a good question. What am I looking to create? I do actually. I know I told you a little bit before that I was arranging my platforms and everything like that. So I was actually going to take off with that this week and do my rooms and on Clubhouse and then do my show on Fireside and make some more TikToks and all that jazz and get out there. So finally created that space to do it. So I was going to go ahead and go put forth the effort in doing it. So that's what
Mhm.
my plan to create this week is.
Good. Yeah. And when I say create, I don't just mean content, right? I'm talking about all aspects of your life because we create everything, right? We create the life we have, we create the mindset, we create the happiness, we
Yeah.
create everything, right? So, what you're saying is you're looking to create space in your agenda to then create that content, right?
Yeah,
So, we're talking about making time.
I guess in the way of manifesting things outside of the content creation, it's just uh, creating more energy towards what I need to be serving my energy to instead of what I don't need to be serving
Mm.
my energy to. Because that's what this retrograde
Mhm.
is all about. Like looking at what
Mhm.
you don't need. I mean, typically every
Right.
retrograde is that, but this retrograde in particular is all about looking at what you don't need and showing you what doesn't serve you and how you need to replace it with what's important. So yeah, that is actually a theme I've actually been focused on within this
Mm,
retrograde.
yes. And we're going to be touching on some of those things for the new moon. So thank you. Thank you for that. And I hope you have a wonderful week. And I will see you around. And happy birthday ahead of time.
Thank you, and you too. Thank you for holding space for
Yes.
me. I appreciate you.
Of course. You're very welcome anytime.
All right, peace and blessings. Ashe.
You too. Blessed be. Bye. All right, everybody. So that was Charlie. Give him a hand before he leaves. Thank you so much for being here, Charlie. And so that's what we're doing this week. We are, pondering some of these things and looking into some of these moments or interactions or conversations that we want to have. And like Charlie was saying, if the emphasis of this whole, when he says retrograde, he means, what's going on with the planets outside, right? Outside of the Earth, the planets in their way. Oh my gosh, now I forgot what they're called. In the lane that the planet is following, right? Hello, Chris. Good evening. And what he says about the retrograde is, this is the time to ponder what is really serving you well and what isn't. Who are the people in your life that are there to really bring something to the table and that you can bring something to their table? And it's a collaborative effort, right? Like life is not just about us doing things on our own. Hello, Cecilia. And so those are some of the questions that I like to ponder in the moon day so that you can then strategize for the rest of the week, right? And we will be talking about more specific questions about that next Monday for the new moon episode. So let's go into the next topic, which is limiting beliefs. Dun, dun, dun. I wrote about it on my blog post today, and it has to do with the fact that we tend to limit ourselves. Sorry, there's a bug around here because I live in the country, we tend to limit ourselves in ways that we don't even acknowledge because they're so I don't know, PG or seamless, or they're so, I don't even know, but we don't acknowledge the ways that we limit ourselves. And so the books and the content talks a lot about limiting beliefs such as I am not worthy, I am not good enough, I am not lovable. And some of these core beliefs come from childhood wounds, and that's okay. Those are important core beliefs that turn into limiting beliefs, right? But there's other limiting beliefs that are more like day-to-day little things that we say, like, oh, I can't do that. Well, you could if you wanted to, if you made time and if you just sat down to do it, right? But we're so quick. Ooh, I don't know. I don't know is another one. How many times does someone ask you a question and without even thinking about the answer, without even looking and rummaging through your brain, do you automatically already say, I don't know right now. I can't think about that right now. But did you think? Did you think about it? Or did you just automatically say you don't know? So you're limiting yourself with these little things that we say so casually in conversation all day long. So that's two of them. I can't do that. I don't know. Another one that I shared in the newsletter was I'm hopeless. And this is really at the core of some of my expertise with hope. So that's really why I threw that in there, because a lot of us tend to be at a certain point in our lives where we really think there's no hope. And we may not call it depression because maybe we're not clinically diagnosed with depression, but we feel really low. We feel like there's absolutely no motivation. We feel like there's absolutely no way out of a situation or a relationship. We may feel like there's just no answer. And so we say it so casually, I'm just hopeless. So I might as well just not even try. Right? And we say it, I hear it said so casually. And really my answer after so much research it's a little bit argumentative, I feel like, and I understand that, and I own it, most importantly, as a certified coach, which is the American Psychological Association. In their research, they say they have no evidence of false hope. And what that tells me is that thank you. What that tells me is that no one is hopeless. Absolutely no one is hopeless. Even if you feel like you are hopeless right now, the fact that there's no evidence of hopelessness means that no one is hopeless. And so that means that there is hope for you. So that means that we can just shift our mindset, shift our view, right? Instead of looking at this lane, let's go ahead and look at this one and see how we are going to maneuver it moving forward. And so it's a question of choice. Dun, dun, dun. The adulting freedom of choice. It's so daunting. I totally get it, right? But we limit ourselves. Yes, it's so daunting to be an adult. Look at us, right? And so that's another limiting belief that I hear thrown out there so quickly. And it's like, no, you're not. You're not hopeless. There's so much hope for you. There's so much out there. Another limiting belief that we tend to throw out there so easily is, I don't know about that. Okay, well, have you sat down to do some research at all, at any time? Or are you really just not interested? Ooh, right? Like, let's call it what it is. Let's be honest in the way that we express ourselves. Oh, I don't know about that. Okay, well, we live in the era of abundant resources. What a blessing to be able to research all of these things without even having to get on the car to go to the library, right? Now, are some of the resources available questionable? Yes, but are others reputable and there to really help? Absolutely. So it's a question of, how much emphasis are you going to put on your research, so on and so forth. Are you really trying to do a good job or not? Again, choices, mindset, effort put into what you're doing, all of these adulting things. But, oh, I don't know about that. Okay, well, what can you do to know about it? Ding, ding, ding. You can research. You can find the answer. You can sit down and really spend some time to get to know the thing that you're saying you don't know so casually. It's like, I don't know about it. I'm sorry, but I can't help. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I can hear Obama in my head. Yes, you can. And so it's so easy how we limit ourselves. And the thing about limiting ourselves with some of these day-to-day phrases that we like to throw out there so casually is that we also limit our God or the creator or the universe, however you want to call it, right? When we limit ourselves, we are also limiting the miracles that are there ready to happen for us, the promises that are already there prepared for us to just walk and make our way to them. And we're limiting ourselves saying, I'm not good enough. I don't know enough about it. Oh, I don't want to do it or whatever. I can't today. Really? Have you really tried to make an effort to try? And I know that Yoda says there is no try, but at the end of the day, Yoda is a little character in a movie that is fiction and sci-fi. So there is try, and there's beauty in the effort, and there is merit in the effort, because this is real life, right? And we get to experiment, and we get to try and try and try again. Phrases like, that's just the way I am. Yes, Chris, absolutely. That's just the way I am limits growth, right? That comes from a stagnant mindset as opposed to the growth mindset. You're basically saying, I'm not interested in growing and evolving and becoming a better person. I'm happy just the way I am. But then when somebody says, but are you really happy? You're probably going to look at your life and say, no, I'm not happy. But you just said that that's just the way you are, which is kind of like definitive. Do you want to be definitive, or do you want to evolve and grow and change? Because we all have the ability to do so if you want it, right? If you are willing and able and open, right, to receive the change, all of the situations. And of course, there's also the thought of like, what you ask, you receive. So if you pray for patience, you're definitely going to be given instances where you have to exercise patience. And that's how that works, right? I mean, that's what happened to me. I asked for patience and God said, you're going to wait for this and you're going to wait for that and you're going to wait for this. And I had to wait my whole life for things, right? And so there's another side of the coin if you're going to take a look at that. But at the end of the day, we don't want to be the ones limiting ourselves. I think we can all agree, us in this room and those watching, we can all agree that I don't want to be the one limiting myself. I already have enough limitations outside of myself, right? Limited resources. Well, we don't have everything. We need to work to get those things, right? So limited resources, limited skills, right? We need to get to work on the skills. So it's a process. So as of today, right, we're limited. And then the next time we want to learn a new skill, we're going to be limited because we don't know the skill. So it's a never ending process, right? I don't want to limit myself, because there's already enough opposition out there, opposition in all things, right? And so how are you really maneuvering your words, your expressions in life, your content, your relationships, your moments of mindfulness, right? So that you don't limit your efforts, so that you know and recognize that you're giving it your all. How are you doing this? Or how are you not? Right? How are you limiting yourself? These are some of the things that I wanted to bring up today, because it's I'm in social media and social audio for such an amount of time that I get to hear other people and how they are excuse me, how they are expressing themselves about their life, not necessarily talking to me, but talking to other people as well, right? I spend a lot of time listening, and when I'm listening, I realize, oh my gosh, this person could be doing so much better if they just changed their language. Like, it's not even about if they were trying harder. It's not even about thinking, this person could be doing better if they hired me as their coach. No, I don't think in those terms. I'm really sometimes pondering the fact that they could be doing so much better if they but changed what they're saying. Like, that's a great place to start if you just change the dialogue and change the way you speak to yourself and others, right? Hello, Trinity. We're talking about limiting beliefs and how we limit ourselves, with silly little phrases like, I can't do that, or I don't know, or I don't want to. Another one I shared in the blog today, I can't quit. Why? Why not? Because, quitting is for losers, or my dad used to really have a hard time about this. Okay, so it's like you're pointing out all of these reasons in your life that have somehow taught you that quitting is wrong, but at the same time, quitting takes a lot of guts. Quitting takes a lot of courage. Quitting something or someone takes a real courageous person, strong person to do so. So maybe you're saying you can't quit because you're not ready. Okay, that's a great place to start. And then what can we do to get you ready? Because you're limiting your progress by simply just throwing your hands up and saying, I can't quit because I don't want to be a loser. Well, you're being a loser because you're stuck in something that you don't like. How about that? Right? It's so hard. It is so hard. And, being stuck in something that doesn't serve you, which is what Charlie was bringing up, being stuck in something that doesn't serve you is like spending double the amount of energy not liking something, or not believing something. We learned all of this when we were reading Chopra in my book club, and we've been learning about it together. And it's about the fact that not believing on something or being negative takes double the amount of physical energy than it does to just be positive, which is why depression is so exhausting, right? This is why you just cannot get up. You just want to sleep. In a way, I know that there's other factors involved. I don't want to get into it, but this is just one of the factors. The energy levels are just not there, and in part it's because all of that negativity just really takes a toll on you. So why not try being positive for a change? The thing about positivity is that it really just keeps propelling the wheel forward with more positivity, more moments of beauty, more moments of peace and happiness. And you just want more and more and more. And that serotonin and that oxytocin, it's like, woohoo, right? All of a sudden you're high on life. And I can't describe it. And so when you are stuck in something because you just don't want to quit, because you just think that you can't, how is that not a disservice to you and to your creativity and to your growth, right? You're putting yourself, this takes me back to that beautiful conversation I shared with Trinity on Saturday. It's already available on YouTube if you want to rewatch it or watch it again. Well, yeah, I said that twice, but you put yourself in a box. Why would you do that? And when you're in a box, you can't grow. You're literally covered inside of a structure that just doesn't allow for fluidity or for growth or for elevation. What do you want to call it? All of these beautiful things, they all have a beautiful connotation to them, right? And so yeah, it's going to be a great week with some of these thoughts in mind. Thank you. Thank you for all of the hearts, because I really want everyone, and myself included, to get to believe these things on the daily. Like, enough limiting ourselves, enough limiting each other. We tried something and it didn't work. Well, there's other ways to try it. Let's try all the avenues available to try before we really just give up on something. And I tried something for the second time today, and I'm going to say it in my show because I'm going to put it out there. I've invited Deepak Chopra already twice to come into this show because we shared his book in my book club. Well, I tried it again. There you go. And I'll keep trying it and trying it. Yeah. And you know why? I'll tell you why I tried it again. Because he hasn't said no. And so I'm just going to keep trying. I'm going to keep throwing, it's like, I'm already laughing at my joke. I'm so hilarious. It's like I have an endless amount of tennis balls. You know how they say the ball is in your court, right? So it's like I have an endless amount of tennis balls. And since nobody has returned the ball with a no, I'm just going to keep tossing balls to that side of the court. Like, the ball is on your court now. What are you going to do about it? So I'm just going to keep inviting him. And he's going to get the message and he's going to come join us. Let's just think about that for a second. Next week in the new moon, we're going to put his name all over my journal, just like we did with Rami Astro. And then he joined us for that interview, right? That was amazing. So yes, it's already a beautiful week. And I'm just so happy that you're all here and so happy that we get together every week. Episode 10, woo woo, 2 digits. I'm just so proud of all of us for coming together every single moon day to talk about our weeks, to ponder what we really want to do. Where are you dropping the ball? That's a great question. And we all drop the ball. There's nothing wrong with dropping the ball. The point is, are you going to pick it up again? Or are you just going to stare at it and do nothing? Right? That's the question. You can drop the ball as many times as it takes for you to learn to keep it in your hand. But are you going to pick up the ball, or are you going to leave it there and just give up, right? None of us are giving up. We're going to keep trying. We want to grow and evolve. So It's already beautiful. And I'm so proud of you. So proud for how far you have come. So proud of all of the progress that you have made to this day. Cecilia Grace has been hosting a show for 174 days in a row. What? 174 days in a row. And we are so happy to witness the transformation that she has undergone. Trinity says, can I put the ball in my box? No, you can't put the ball in your box, because then how are we going to play? Yeah, and that really has to do with our episode on Saturday, which was unboxing your spirit, a beautiful conversation. And really we can get into that again, because when you are limiting yourself with these silly little phrases like I can't do that, I'm not good enough, or whatnot, right? You're putting yourself in a box. And how is that limiting you and your progress? And there's so many boxes already that we like to fit in, right? Like our identity, or the communities that we belong to, or the religious affiliations that we may have, or the platforms that we frequent because we like them better than others. All of these are little boxes that we like to sit in, right? For a few, and then do whatever it is that we're going to do. So there's a few structures and a few boxes that we are very comfortable in, and that's okay. But understanding that boxing ourselves in can be so limiting is really important, because do you want to limit yourself? The answer is no. I know that it's not. Right? And this is some of the questions that we don't ask ourselves. Nobody asks us these questions, unfortunately. Generationally speaking, nobody asked my parents none of these questions. My grandparents didn't know about any of this kind of dialogue. This is a huge generational awakening that we are all experiencing. And I was talking with Trinity about how coaching itself has been so wonderful for me in my life, because it's been a whole background of experience and several industries that have come to make me realize that coaching is really what I want to do, in particular because we don't get asked these questions ever. And so for me to get to be the one asking these questions and making people think in these terms, and have this show where you can all just ponder about your week or your life, right? I feel like this particular episode is pretty deep, and that's okay. But at the same time, it's such a privilege and a blessing to be the one that brings these topics and that asks these questions. And in the end, I don't just do it for my community, but I do it for myself. I need to hear these things. I want to believe that I am limiting myself in some of the things I say, and that I don't want to limit myself. So what am I going to do to change that dialogue, right? And hello, Mel and Curtis. Thank you for being here. So it's already 30 minutes past the hour. As you know, I'm very punctual. So we started at 10 o'clock, and that was awesome. Thank you all for being here. I would love to invite you up if you would like to come and discuss your week so that I can take a break. I love how Donika always says in her spaces, I'm going to take a break and drink some water in my little Rami Astro mug with the full moon. Look how cute this is. Oh my gosh, it's so adorable. But I'm looking forward to really discussing just what are you looking to create in your week. Like I said earlier, some of the members of the community already shared that they're looking to create more moments of creativity, more moments of making time to work on whatever they're working on. A book, editing a book. I know Peter is working on some drawings. Peter, are you making time in your week to make room for some of these pieces of art that take time and effort, right? I know Ron is making music for some amazing projects. Ron, how are you balancing your day-to-day job with creative side of music? He hosted a space not long ago with some live music that was amazing, right? Cecilia has some huge plans coming up. Yeah, Curtis. Curtis is creating art this week. He was one of the people that shared with me earlier how more. Malem, what are you looking to create? Trinity, I know you have a daily show here. So you're probably looking to create more moments of amazing conversations, like I said earlier, more epic topics that keep people thinking. This is why we are here for, right? And so thank you all for being here. Let's see. Amazing that you remember what each of us are doing. Yes, Peter, I remember what you're all doing and I don't even write it down. This is all in my head, and this might explain this might explain why sometimes I go online and I'm like, I have such a headache. But it's really because I don't memorize songs anymore. I just memorize what my community is up to. So I'm just so excited that you're all here. It's easily done, right? I do it with pleasure. But I'm just looking forward for all of you to really create and manifest some of the things that you're talking about, right? I'm excited to see those things manifesting. I don't just want things to manifest for myself. Okay, great, Graciela. So you wrote Rami Astro's name on your new moon meditation and then you painted over it. And then 4 months later, you had Rami on your show. Okay, great. That's wonderful. Well, you know what? I've been following him for over a year and liking every one of my posts and making myself visible in his account for a very long time. So, could we attribute it to the new moon or could we attribute it to a very consistent effort? Who knows? But I want to see things materialize for you as well. Hello, Cecilia Grace. Welcome.
Hello, can you hear me okay?
Mm-hmm. We hear you loud and clear.
Fantastic. Awesome. Woot woot.
Woot
Well, thank
woot.
you. Thank you for letting me be here with you. I love
Of course.
your Mondays and your book club and everything that you do, your reels, everything. So just want to say thank you to start.
Thank you.
And yeah. And what I'm working on this week is bringing kudos to you to Twitter Spaces.
That's a
You
big
know,
one.
yeah.
Yay.
Um,
Did you already settle on
so,
a day or are we still thinking?
well, Daryl actually suggested that he introduced me to Twitter Spaces, which I thought was a great idea. Like he wants to, interview me and just let Twitter Spaces know what it's about. So I'm just waiting on a date from him. But planning for this week to do it. So, and we might do just like once a week or something, but just see how it goes. But just introduce Twitter Spaces to, celebrating you.
Okay, well now, yes, now that Daryl jumped the gun, I guess I won't invite you to do the same. So you can just go ahead and do that with Daryl. I hope it's fun. I know I'm gonna be there. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. But if it doesn't happen by Friday, you're more than welcome to be in my space on Friday and let's do a kudos to you. Friday is the perfect day for that.
Yeah,
Yes.
honestly, I was ready to go a couple of days ago and just do it by myself, and I don't really know what stopped me. So, Daryl suggested it yesterday, and I was like, yeah, sure, that's a great idea. I'm not sure how much more, what he knows about Twitter or anything. I just said yes, and so, it's open to all. I'm not not favoring
Yes.
or anything to anyone. I mean, the more the merrier.
Ronnie's
I mean,
laughing.
really
No.
dislike the clapping and laughing here, but it's just like
Well,
distracting.
I
But
know, I know. No, but we love it. Let me tell everyone what kudos to you is. So Cecilia has been hosting this show for 170 some days. I don't want to throw a number and then
174 today.
174. And it's really about celebrating you. Why don't you tell us what your show is about, Cecilia?
Yeah, so I have guests come up and share with us their wins or inspirations or gratitude. It's really just about celebrating you and your life.
Yes, because no win is too small. Celebrate them all.
Celebrate them all. That's right. When
Yes.
you when you celebrate your small wins soon enough, you'll be celebrating your big wins too, and you inspire others to celebrate their wins.
Yay! So
Yay.
beautiful. That's
Yeah.
right. I know we love it. And we have a theme song for that as well, right?
Yes, you and Noble Ron came up with a beautiful theme song, and yeah, I have two notebooks full of wins from everyone, and it's just like what a great way, what a great tool for everyone,
Right.
to just come in and check in with yourself, and allow us to celebrate with you.
Absolutely. And this is one of the things that generationally speaking we're also kind of not taught to do, right?
Absolutely.
We're always taught to celebrate other people, and we're taught that, looking at our wins is selfish or whatnot.
Right.
And so it was a learning curve for all of us to participate and to come up and say, I'm going to give myself kudos for whatever, right? Like
Right.
I've given myself kudos for taking a nap, because naps are very
Right.
rare in my life. And so for me to make space in my day to take a nap, not only do I really need it, but two, it means that I made the nap a priority, which is not always the case, right? So I
Yeah.
deserve to give myself kudos for putting my, I don't know, wellness first, right?
Sure.
My mental health first. And so it's been so beautiful to celebrate each other as well. We often come up on her show to say, I want to give Noble Ron kudos because he hosted such a great space today, or I want to give Cecilia kudos because she did this or that. So it's been just a true authentic journey to get to know each other as well in the community. So kudos to you, Cecilia.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And
Yes,
thanks
you're
for
very
everyone that has
welcome.
joined for the past 174 days. I know you've come up lots of times. Noble, Ron, Curtis. I don't know who else is here, but just to name a few, and without all of you, and I say having the courage to celebrate you, because like you said, we were taught not to do these things. So having the courage to come up, celebrate you, and allow us to celebrate you too has just been such a fun journey.
It has been for sure. And before you know it, we'll be celebrating 365 days of kudos to
I
you.
know that's going
What?
to be so amazing.
That's going to be like a gala. We're all going to dress up. It's going to be amazing. So I'm very excited and so happy that you're here, Cecilia.
Thank you. Have a good
Yes,
night.
you're
I'll be
welcome.
here
Have a
listening.
great night. Okay, that's fine. Thank you so much. Okay, so everybody, that was Cecilia Grace, lovely Cecilia. Jonathan, welcome to Moon Magic and Mindfulness with Grace. Ooh, you're an alchemist. That's so much fun. I have not seen you before, but I am so excited that you're here. We've talked about so many amazing things. We're already almost at the last leg of the show, which is we're going to dive into that weekly meditation where you all just get to chill and listen to me and breathe and relax. Hello, Elizabeth. I'm like lowering the tone of my voice, right, to get you into that mood. But we've talked about so many amazing things. I definitely recommend that you watch the replay. We talked about limiting beliefs. We talked about some of the things that we want to create for this week, specific moments that we want to make sure that we put in the forefront, right? If you're looking to create something, creatively speaking, I don't mean like just live a mindset or, more moments with my family. No, if you're looking to really create content, then maybe you need to carve out some time in your busy agenda to then be able to focus on the content. And the thing about creating content is that it's not just carving out the time to sit down in front of the computer to do it, is that you need to be well, you need to be rested, you need to be hydrated, because all of these things or lack thereof really will affect your content creation, right? The other night I was sitting on my computer and I was very excited about what I was doing, but I kept making little silly mistakes. right? Mistakes in the typing, mistakes with the mouse. I kept clicking on the wrong thing. And when I look at the clock, it's already past midnight. And I'm like, I should really just turn this off. Like my body, my brain is kind of telling me that I am not in the right headspace to be creating this right now. And if I keep pushing it, I'm going to come back at it tomorrow with fresh eyes and find a ton of mistakes that then I'm going to have to redo. So looking at life with this kind of objectivity, that's the goal, right? We don't just want to push, hustle, 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 which is another mentality that we've all been kind of ingrained in because of how society was functioning pre-pandemic. And then the pandemic started. It forced all of us to slow down, and all of a sudden, hustle culture has been canceled, right? And now we're all really focused on mindfulness and moments of stillness. And it just, it makes me so happy that these are the conversations I get to hear, or that these are the conversations I get to host. So thank you all for being here. I hope that it's a wonderful week for you and for your community. If you are looking to read the blog, that would be amazing. It would be my honor for you to give me some kudos and to let me know what you think of it. It is available on the link in my bio. I didn't put it in the cookie. I keep forgetting what that's called, in the fortune cookie, because it's only been 10 episodes and I still don't know what I'm doing. Oh, and you missed it. If you were not here at the very beginning, I'll tell you the joke of the month, which is my microphone has been off for a number of episodes and I didn't even realize it. I didn't even realize that there's a button right here that actually has a function, which is to turn on the mic. So I found that out today and I was like, oh, look, what does this little button do? So we're all learning and growing, and we get to do it in community, talk about tribes, right? So I'm just so grateful that you're all here to watch me do all these silly things and have these amazing conversations. You really fill my heart. So thank you. Thank you for all of your comments and for sharing this with the world. So let's go ahead and get comfortable, everybody. So feet on the ground. If you're sitting down, music for this meditation is brought to you by Brain FM. The link is also in the link in my bio. You can get a free month trial or a 20% off discount with my code. So go check them out. Music for your brain. My favorite is the underwater genre. What? Yes. You get to listen to sounds underwater. That's so cool. The beach setting or the atmospheric setting that just, I like to pretend that I'm sitting in the moon, on the moon, when I'm listening to the atmospheric. So it's been wonderful. Go check them out. Brain FM, link on my bio. So Chris, you're back just in time for our meditation, and Truthful Soul, I think it is. Welcome. Put both feet on the ground. Relax and just have a moment. If you don't practice meditation or mindfulness, then it is my pleasure to provide you with this moment at least once a week. So both feet on the ground, eyes closed. Focus your attention on your normal breathing and follow my lead as I ask you to breathe very specifically so that you can really relax. And with me, you're going to take a deep breath in, nice and slow. Just fill those lungs all the way to the top. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and let it go. Nice and slow. Breathe it out all the way, all the way. Hold it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in again. Nice and slow. All the way up. Fill those lungs. Hold it at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, and let it go. And as you let it go, think about all of those limiting beliefs, all of those excuses, all the moments in your day when you think, I don't have enough time, I cannot do this, I'm not in the mood. And just ponder what they each look like, as if they were little leaves floating away in the wind, carried away, far away from you. Because you can do this. And you do have time. And changing your mood is easier than you think. If you want to, if you believe it, and so instead of all those excuses, we're going to ponder the reality of the infinite possibilities. Nothing but blessings. You're going to take a deep breath in, nice and slow. Deep breath in all the way up. Hold it at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, and let it go. Nice and slow. Just breathe out slow, 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 all the way. Hold it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and breathe in again. Nice and slow, just deep breath in, all the way to the top. Hold it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and let it go. And as you let it go, bring your awareness to your hands. Place your hand on your heart and ponder all of the beauty, all of the blessings already there, just waiting for you. Ponder your week and think about the magnificent moments of creation that await you. The beautiful conversations you want to have. Intentional, authentic, filled with heart. Ponder all of the efforts you really want to commit to. And most importantly, think about how you are going to feel at the end of a beautiful week with all of these blessings behind you and all of the promises that await you after that. So much beauty. And as you breathe in nice and slow, think to yourself, I am so loved. I am so blessed. I am so creative in all the ways that I put my efforts together to create the life I have always dreamed of. Bring your awareness to your hands and to your feet. Wiggle your toes. Take one last deep breath in, deep, deep, deep. Just breathe in all the love, all the blessings, all the beauty. Hold it at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, and let it go. Nice and slow. Let go all the frustration, all the insecurities, all the excuses. Hold it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and breathe in again. Nice and slow. Breathe in a successful week, a creative week, all of that intention. Hold it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and let it go. Let go of all the boxes you put yourself in that limit your potential. Let go of all of the excuses and the insecurities that are getting in your way. Slowly open your eyes. Come back to me. Yeah, yeah. Wake up, wake up. I hope that was wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you for that. Yeah, it's going to be a magnificent week. You know how I know? Because it already is. Yay! Starting with the fact that I managed to turn my microphone on today. Yay! Talk about progress, right? I'm never gonna get over this, let me tell you. Never gonna get over the fact that I've been wondering why my sound is a certain way for several episodes, and then today I'm like, oh yeah, look, it's right there. I forgot to turn it on like 4 episodes ago. So yeah, I mean, I'm just so grateful that Fireside has great sound for sure. But thank you all for being here. Thank you for all of the efforts that you put together to create the life that you want, right? We're not just here for me. You're here for yourself. You're here to really ponder about your life and to strategize for your week, for your life, for the year. What do you want to bring to the table? Let's dream big. Permission to dream big. And the affirmation of the day is, I have the power to do the most incredible things. Yes, you do. You do have the power of choice. Do you choose to do these things, or do you choose to just watch as other people do it? Or do you choose to just sit there and watch life pass you by, right? I'm going to say something that's very personal, but it came to me earlier as a memory or as an epiphany or whatnot. But I realized that we already know that my dad, who's already gone, is a huge influence in my life because of, he was creative, he was an artist and whatnot. And he had musical gigs even the weekend of his passing. So he was a musician his whole life, even though he held a corporate job, right? But one of the reasons why I create the content that I create, and most definitely probably one of the reasons that I became a life coach inadvertently, is the fact that I would hear my dad talk about things that he wanted to do, things that he wanted to create, and he never got to do so. And I remembered today moments of my childhood where I would get frustrated thinking to myself, he's just talking about all these things, but he's not doing anything for it. I don't see any effort. And I would get frustrated. in my young adulthood. I'm talking teenage, 12, 13, and I was already witnessing, someone in my life, a father figure, talk about things that he wanted to do, but then limiting himself for whatever reason, right? I don't know what was going on in his head. I don't know what all the limits he had, right? I just know what I witnessed. And all I remember is someone saying, I want to do this, and then nothing happening ever. And the frustration that I felt with people talking and not doing anything about it, right? And I find that now, as an adult, almost 40, in a relationship, when people in my surroundings just talk about their dreams, I can feel that frustration. So I guess that's a trigger for me. This is deeper than we probably thought or expected, but it's like, great, that's what you want to do. What are you going to do about it? How are we going to bring this to life? And so I just want to express my gratitude to my dad, because he definitely does inspire me daily. And this is why I bring these conversations to you, so that we can all really create the life that we want to create. So many beautiful things are already there, just waiting for us to grasp them. So don't be afraid. And if you are afraid, then let's get to the moment where you're not. Let's get to what it looks like for you to be ready. So thank you all. I love you. And I will see you next Monday. Yay. Thank you so much. I'll see you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Bye.